up against the Vikings.
EA Sports coverage takes us to one of the newest jewels on the NFL landscape, U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with the New Orleans Saints. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. Here we go, the first carry for the former Viking Peterson. And I don't think he got there. No, they stop him right where it all started. So nothing there. I don't know that that's all in the back, though. You got to look at blocking there, don't you?
I would agree with that totally. At some point, they have to win at the point of attack. Instead, it was the defense getting it done again and holding them to no gain.
On second down, Peterson. And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down. So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Breeze going to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
I know one thing, Brandon. This was a very difficult defense to throw the ball against in 2016. What were they, 3rd in the league in pass defense?
Yeah, these receivers are going to have to be sharp with their routes in this one.
Yeah, because they're going to show them a lot of change-ups in the secondary, and they have a good pass rush.
Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And it'll be Viking football here as they take possession. Now a first carry for Latavius Murray. Room to run inside the 40. Latavius Murray. Touchdown, Vikings. Latavius Murray, his first touchdown in a Viking uniform. And the Vikings have taken a first-quarter lead. Murray's got his first touchdown as a member of the Vikings, signed from Oakland, of course, as the replacement for Adrian Peterson. He had 12 touchdowns.
I think it's a big challenge for him, and the way that they construct the offense, he'll have his opportunities to reach big numbers.
Forbath out to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they do here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Yeah, let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Pretty bizarre for AP. He plays the first 10 years of his career with the Vikings. He leaves for New Orleans, and his first game is, boom, right here at Minnesota.
You think maybe he was headed to the home locker room when he got off the bus?
Probably got a little confused.
But I know one thing. He's going to be motivated for this one.
Off the play fake to Peterson. Here's Breeze to throw. He'll air it out deep for... Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he will finally be taken down, but not before he reaches the 38.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Now it's AP, Adrian Peterson. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. So third down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. Now Breeze. And he's got it over the middle. Fleener. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. Breeze finding Fleener for New Orleans first. First down, here's a run with Peterson. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Adrian Peterson scoring a touchdown against his former mates. And the Saints are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Will Lutz on for the point after. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And now out comes Minnesota. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
They go with Murray again. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
You and I both know that you don't really truly replace Adrian Peterson, but Latavius Murray is a really good back. Similar running styles, too. Won't wear the same number, we know that. But when you see him run, you might see a little bit of that in him, upright with some power.
On first down, Murray. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for 2nd down.
I think there's one element that just keeps increasing on defense in the NFL, and that's speed. They want it at every position, and we just saw there some linebackers who can go sideline to sideline, run past that trash, go past people, and make tackles near the sidelines.
And not only near the sideline, but also in the backfield there for the loss. He was looking for Adam Thielen there, and it's 3rd down.
So many qualities coaches tick off when they talk about, hey, what is it going to take to make an excellent quarterback? Accuracy has to rank near the top of every list.
Talk about arm strength, that's great. Mobility, great, but you need that accuracy in there. That one well in front of his man.
Yeah, now they got to face a big 3rd down.
A bullet throw, but incomplete. So possession 1 ended in 6. Possession 2 likely going to end in a punt.
Yeah, that's okay. They've just got to get back to what they worked on in the opening drive and continue to make a few adjustments along the way. It won't be exact because the defense will make a few adjustments themselves. Just get back to your game plan.
And Quigley now on to punt as he sends this one away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. The Saints coming out now to take the field. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. It doesn't matter where you start with the football now. They have to feel great about their opportunity.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. I also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Peterson gets the handoff from Breeze. $12 yards to go on 3rd down. Breeze now to throw. He finds his target, Fuller. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one goes for 24 yards. 1st down and 10 now for the offensive group. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. A 10th carry now for Peterson. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Saints football to begin quarter number 2. But they face a 2nd and long to start things out. From midfield, here's Breeze. Here's a screen to Powell. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Now Breeze. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick, and his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
Well, it's 3rd and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. That's on the veteran guard, Alex Boone. Following the penalty, it's Murray. And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, obviously, they would have at least liked to have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Instead, now, they're dealing with 2nd and long.
I thought they would have passed it after the penalty. Probably wish they would have now.
All right, now, look at 56. Look at 56. Watch it now, Barney. Barney. Check 44.
They'll drop to throw. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. He'll look to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
Here's Ryan Quigley now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. Now it's Ginn. Oh, good footwork on the spin. There he goes again. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. So the D-line's going to spread out. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Escaping the pressure right. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. 15 yards through the air and a 1st down. Now a run with Peterson. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Again, Peterson. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Doesn't take any great analysis on my part. It's been pretty obvious. Last couple of plays, these guys have been going in the wrong direction.
Offensive line overwhelmed on those plays. Now, I think it's safe to say going to the air here on 3rd. Couple of plays sent them the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14. Here's Breeze. Room here to run. 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. He is a difference maker at the linebacker position. He had a pick 6 last year, remember it. But it's different for those guys, isn't it, than a corner or a safety?
It certainly is, because sometimes they're pattern reading, seeing what the receivers are doing. Sometimes they're spot dropping, just getting to a place on the field and finding the quarterback and going to the ball. But remember this, these linebackers, at one time in their life, a lot of them were running backs. And they love having the ball back in their hands and making big moves towards the end zone.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Now Breeze throwing on 2nd down. Steps away to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And a great return here gets this one all the way down to the 26-yard line. That had disaster written all over. You've got a right-handed quarterback, a rolling left, and throwing it pretty far downfield.
It's really difficult to do, to try and get your body twisted around into the proper position and get anything on the ball as you heave it downfield. And that's what it actually turns into, a heave. And that's not really a good throw, is it?
Not good. And Murray fighting, lost the football. But a Viking was able to corral this one, and Minnesota will keep possession. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. More from Minneapolis after this. So they almost turn it over there. Scary moment. Second down here. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. Back to throw here. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Cameron Jordan in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long.
Now let's go.
Back to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
Here's Ryan Quigley now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Peterson as they begin on the ground. And not much room there, so get it up only to about the 21. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold them to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. Breeze to throw on second down. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Snags it for the pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
A run. It's Murray. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
Again, it's Murray. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave him with still about 8 or 9 to go on 3rd down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So they've been unable to capitalize on the great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9. Now it's the backup Bridgewater. And complete. Right side, the tight end Rudolph. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. It would be a very makeable field goal try from here, but instead they're going to go for it.
Back in Philly. Here we go.
They'll try and run with Murray. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Give him 5 on the play there. And it'll be 1st down Vikings.
This is a question of who wants it more. Easy to get stuck behind all the big bodies, but you've got to find a space and fight forward for the 1st down.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. So 2nd and 10 here.
Here we go now. Blue, landing. Blue, over.
They'll look to throw. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
The Vikings on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Bridgewater being chased out left. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Manti Te'o. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 11, he goes down. So we reach halftime here at our first Monday Nighter of the season, as we'll send you down to Orlando as we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry? Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the 3rd. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Watch it now, Barney.
That was 2nd down run for Murray. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes if you've got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. Now it's a bootleg with Bridgewater. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
Here's Ryan Quigley now, as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. Here's Ginn. Oh, able to avoid him. 51 yards on the punt there. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
no, tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker board?
Yeah, those two.
And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's 3rd down. The Saints on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. Shotgun now for Breeze. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. And now out comes Minnesota. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Here we go now.
They'll try and get the running game going here with Murray. And he's not going to get out of the end zone. Murray is taken down for the safety. Well, I think you can go ahead and give your punter an assist on that one. Pinned him deep, and the defense comes through with 2 points.
You're exactly right, partner. This was all set up by a great punt. And if the ball goes in the end zone, this never happens. So great call. Give the punt team and the punter some love.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on 1st down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it up, or you throw it away. Throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
The Saints on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Breeze. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to punt for New Orleans. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. They go play action here on 1st down. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. Give him 8 on the play, and it's a 2nd down. They run with Murray. And hello, he's going to be knocked backward as he'll be marked down. Looks to be right around the 40. Only a yard on the pickup, so from a good situation on 2nd and 2, it's now 3rd and 1. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on second down.
Let's go.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage. Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on fourth. Looking to throw. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29.
As a defender, I always found the slant route extremely difficult to cover unless you're able to jump on top of it early, because once he gets his hands on the ball, he's at full speed going away from you.
It all happens in the blink of an eye, doesn't it?
It really does. The timing is so important. That ball's got to be out of the hands of the quarterback and to the receiver like that. And if it is, you often get a very successful play.
So the D-line's going to spread out. He'll look to throw. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. It's a gain of 7, and all of a sudden here, it's third down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
The Vikings on third down, as bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll set up a throw. That's complete right around the 8. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 3 yards is the gain that time. 2nd and goal.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
And from the 3 now, it's 2nd and goal. Here's Murray, and he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now at beautiful new U.S. Bank Stadium. It's the Vikings in possession of the football and the lead. They'll be looking to add to that total as we begin quarter number 4. This offense so far on third down, just 1 conversion in 8 tries. Not good. This is 3rd and goal. They're going to look to throw. And almost intercepted. Would have been a huge pick in the end zone, but as it stands, that brings up 4th.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, 4th quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
So, Charles, I think from a defensive perspective, you have to look at that field goal there and consider it a win.
You're able to keep them within a touchdown, so no question about it. That was the kind of stand that keeps you in ball games.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
so well. Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Throwing on first down is Breeze. He'll let it, and got his man again, complete. Past the 20. Touchdown, New Orleans. Ted Ginn, 75 yards. And the Saints move back within a couple of the lead.
But they certainly aren't afraid to dial up the long ball, and fans dig the long ball. And they absolutely needed it, and guess what? They got it. How about that?
And now a 2-point conversion away from tying this game up. A big spot now for the Saints as they'll indeed go for 2. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. And that's off the mark, incomplete. And a failure to convert and tie the game. Now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down 1. What's the sense? I like what they did.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. And the Vikings now heading on to the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post.
And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Cameron Jordan in there to sack him for a loss of 6. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's really a difficult task.
And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. The Vikings on 3rd down. A very anemic 1 for 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 16. They'll look to throw here. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Manti Te'o. So the first interception of his career under center, and you knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
It has to. And I know he feels like the world is just tumbling down at this moment, but there's got to be some veteran somewhere, some mentor that's going to tell him, hang in there, my man. Plenty more to come. Keep firing.
Some pretty good games all weekend. We may have saved the best for last. This Monday night game has been a dandy. They run with Peterson. He's been busy tonight. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. They run again with Peterson. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll make it 3rd down. And they have really been able to contain AP, and because of it, they've got the lead here in the 4th.
And they've done a really nice job in this game. A lot of group tackling. Rare that one guy gets him on the ground consistently. They've done an excellent job of containing him in this game.
The Saints on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. They run. It's Mark Ingram. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. That'll be good for 6, but now it's 4th down. Temptation there certainly to go for this, but I think you have to kick it, right?
The temptation coming from the fantasy owners, right? I mean, there are some that are going to want to kick it because they may have that kicker, but overall, get more yardage, maybe a chance for a touchdown. But no, absolutely not. Run that field goal kicker out there. Kick it. You got to take the chance to take the lead right now. You don't want to put it back on your defense.
So the drive here ends with a field goal, and that does give them the lead, but this one is still a long ways from over.
And you love to be able to look up at the scoreboard and see that you're out in front, but then you take one look across the field and see that offense is raring to come back out, and you think, I don't know that field goals are going to be enough to get us home.
And now out comes Minnesota. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Now back to throw. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. And he goes out of bounds across the 40-yard line. 12 yards there as they move the chains. Fresh set of downs here.
All right, here we go.
They'll set up to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Farmer. And he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. And some room to work. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a first down. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Now the Georgia Southern man. This is Jerick McKinnon. And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. He'll find Thielen work in the middle. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. The Vikings didn't lose their first game last year until October 23rd, but things not looking as rosy here as they try to defend a 1st and 10. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. Stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. Yeah, the Saints signal for another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. On 2nd down, Cook. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. A gain of a yard gets them back where they started. Now it's 3rd and 10. Now a timeout called for by the defense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. On the toss, it's McKinnon. And some room to maneuver. And he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Cook. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
All right, my man, this is now where it's risk-reward. Because on defense, you've got to crowd the line of scrimmage. You've got to get in all the gaps, get up tight on everyone, and try and force the field goal attempt here. You can't let them break one big, but you know something, when you crowd the line of scrimmage, if they do pop one, it's going to go a long way.
Yeah, I was going to say, could take it to the house, but the magnitude of this possible upcoming field goal, every yard counts. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10.
We can't be totally sure that that was by design, but we do know that a lot of kickers like the ball in the right hash in order to kick the field goal.
They run once more with McKinnon. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. Losing 4 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. So the field goal unit is on the field, as this is a big spot right here. He's hit on his one earlier attempt tonight, but this a little more pressure-packed for the win. And he's not able to come through. This is no good. And that is how this game comes to a close. And partner, this first week, this first game that we get to call together, so special every year, week 1. You had the flyover, the big American flag out there before the game, all the hoopla, just having football back, so special.
It is an opening day, opening game. There's just nothing like it because you really build to a crescendo. But the best part for us is that crescendo lasts for a while. Opening game here, an entire season. We get into the playoffs, to the Super Bowl. I was really excited. I could barely sleep last night. I can't imagine being a player.
So for New Orleans, they can breathe a sigh of relief as they're able to eke out the 1-point victory here in the opener. And they'll return home next week to take on the New England Patriots. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Heinz Field to take on the Steelers. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching